An anthology of readings of Almighty God's words. God's utterances to the entire universe. The 39th Utterance. Each day I move above the universes, observing all the things created by my hand. Above the heavens is my place of rest, and below is the land in which I move. I rule everything among all that there is. I command everything among all things, causing all that there is to follow the course of nature and to submit to the command of nature. Because I despise those who are disobedient, and loathe those who oppose me, and do not fall into their own classification, I shall make everything submit to my arrangements without resistance. I shall make all above and within the universe orderly. Who will still dare to arbitrarily resist me? Who will dare not obey the arrangements of my hand? How could man have any interest in rebelling against me? I shall bring people before their ancestors, shall make their ancestors lead them back to their families, and they shall not be allowed to rebel against their ancestors and return to my side. Such is my plan. Today, my spirit moves across the earth, assigning numbers for all kinds of people, making different marks on every sort of person, so that their ancestors can successfully guide them back to their families, and I need not continue worrying about them, which is too bothersome. Thus, I also divide the labor and distribute the efforts. This is part of my plan, and can be disrupted by no man. I shall select suitable representatives from all that there is to manage all things, bringing about the orderly submission of all before me. I frequently wander above the heavens, and often walk beneath them, watching the great world in which people come and go, observing mankind densely packed upon the earth, and seeing the birds and the beasts that live upon the planet. I cannot help but feel emotional in my heart, because at the time of the creation, I made all things, and the entirety of everything performs its duty in its own place under my arrangements. I laugh from up high, and when all things beneath the heavens hear the sound of my laughter, they are immediately inspired. For at this moment, my great enterprise is completed. I add the wisdom of heaven within man, causing him to represent me among all things. For I created man in order for him to be my representative, not disobeying me, but praising me in the depths of his heart. And who is able to achieve these simple words? Why does man always keep his heart for himself? Is his heart not for me? It is not that I ask things of man unconditionally, but that he has always belonged to me. How could I casually give away to others the things that belong to me? How could I give clothing I have made to someone else to wear? In people's eyes, it is as if I have lost my mind, suffering from a mental illness, and understand nothing of human ways. It is as if I am an imbecile. And so people always look upon me as a naif, but they never truly love me. Because all that man does is in order to deliberately fool me, I eradicate all mankind in a fit of wrath. Among all the things I created, only mankind is always trying to come up with ways to trick me. And it is only because of this that I say that man is ruler of all things. Today, I cast all people into the great furnace to be refined. I stand up high, watching closely as people burn in the fire, and forced by the flames, people offer forth the facts. This is one of the means by which I work. If it were not thus, people would profess themselves to be humble, and no one would be willing to be the first to open their mouths to speak of their own experiences. But all would just look at each other. Precisely this is the crystallization of my wisdom. For I predestined the matters of today before the ages. Thus, people unwittingly enter the furnace, as if they have been pulled in by a rope, as if they have grown numb. None can escape the onslaught of the blaze. They attack each other. They rush about rejoicing, still fretting about their own destiny in the furnace, deeply afraid that they will be burnt to death. When I stoke the fire, it instantly grows, surging into the sky, and the flames frequently lick at my robes, as if trying to pull them into the furnace. People watch me with wide eyes. Straightway, I follow the fire into the furnace, and at this moment the flames grow, and people cry out. I wander amidst the blaze. The flames abound, but they have no intention of harming me, and I hand over the robes upon my body to the flames once again. Yet they keep their distance from me. Only then do people clearly see my true face by the light of the flames. Because they are amidst the scorching of the furnace, they flee in all directions because of my face, and the furnace immediately begins to boil. All who are in the flames behold the Son of Man, who is refined in the blaze. Though the clothes on his body are ordinary, they are of the utmost beauty. Though the shoes upon his feet are unremarkable, they provoke great envy. A fiery luster radiates from his face. His eyes glitter, and it seems that it is because of the light in his eyes that people see his true face clearly. People are awestruck, and they see a white garment upon his body, and his hair, white as wool, hangs down to his shoulders. Notably, a gold girdle about his breast shines with a blinding light, while the shoes upon his feet are even more impressive. And because the shoes worn by the Son of Man remain amidst the fire, people believe them wondrous. Only during bursts of pain do people behold the mouth of the Son of Man. Although they are amidst the refinement of fire, they do not understand any words from the mouth of the Son of Man, and thus, at this moment, they hear nothing more of the pleasing voice of the Son of Man, but see a sharp sword contained within his mouth, and he utters no more. But his sword hurts man. Besieged by the flames, people endure pain. Because of their curiosity, they continue to look upon the Son of Man's extraordinary appearance. And only at this moment do they discover that the 7 stars in his hand have disappeared. Because the Son of Man is in the furnace, and not upon earth, the 7 stars in his hand are taken away, for they are but a metaphor. At this moment, they are no longer mentioned, but are allocated to the various parts of the Son of Man. In people's memories, the existence of the 7 stars brings discomfort. Today, I no longer make things hard for man. I take away the 7 stars from the Son of Man and combine all parts of the Son of Man into a whole. Only at this moment does man see my entire appearance. No more will people separate my spirit from my flesh, for I have ascended from earth to upon high. People have beheld my true face. They no longer break me apart, and I no longer endure the vilification of man. Because I walk into the great furnace alongside man, he still relies on me. He senses my existence in his consciousness. Thus, all that is pure gold gradually amasses with me amidst the burning of fire, which is the very moment when each is classed according to kind. I categorize each type of metal, causing them all to return to their families, and only now do all things begin to be rejuvenated. It is because man is so tainted that I throw him into the furnace to be burnt. Yet he is not eradicated by the flames, but refined, that I might take pleasure in him. For what I want is something made of pure gold, without impurities, not dirty, contaminated things. People do not understand my mood, so before climbing on the operating table, they are beset by anxiety, as if, after dissecting them, I am going to murder them there and then as they lie on the operating table. I understand people's mood, and thus I seem to be a member of mankind. I have great compassion for man's misfortune, and I do not know why man has fallen ill. If he were healthy and without disability, what need would there be to pay a price and to spend time upon the operating table? But the facts cannot be retracted. Who told man to pay no attention to food hygiene? Who told him to pay no attention to being healthy? Today, what other means do I have? To show my compassion for man, I enter the operating room together with him. And who told me to love man? Thus, I personally pick up the surgeon's knife and begin to operate on man to prevent any sequelae. Because of my loyalty to man, people shed tears amidst the pain to show their gratitude to me. People believe that I value righteousness, that I shall lend a hand when my friends are in difficulty. And people are even more grateful for my kindness and say they will send me gifts when the illness is cured. But I pay no heed to such expressions of intent, and instead focus on operating on man. Because of man's physical weakness, under the effect of knife, he screws shut his eyes and lies shocked on the operating table. Yet I take no notice. I simply continue to do the work at hand. When the operation has finished, people have escaped from the tiger's jaws, and I nourish them with rich nutrients and though they do not know it, the nutrients within them gradually increase. Then I smile at them, and they only see my true face clearly after they have recovered their health. And so they love me more. They take me as their Father. And is this not the connection between heaven and earth?